Hello and welcome to the video on Pandas DataFrame. This video can be considered as one of the most important video in your data science journey because in this video I'll introduce you to the Pandas DataFrame, which is the basic building block of your entire data analysis and ML journey. So first of all, let us understand what is a data frame. A Pandas data frame is a two-dimensional data structure like a two-dimensional array or a table with rows and columns. So simple understanding that you can fit in your mind is that a Pandas data frame is a two-dimensional data structure and it also has rows and columns. So the first dimension is for rows and the second dimension is for columns. So here I have one example. Consider this as a Pandas data frame. So as I also explained in the last or maybe last to last video that your typical data science project will look something like this. You will be given a CSV file or a data set in any format and you have to just load that entire CSV or Excel file into a Pandas data frame. So initially this will be a CSV or Excel file that will have the first column of registration number, second column will be of name and third column will be of marks, and in the rows you will have all the entries for the particular columns. Like this column will have entries Steve, Matthew, the names of students or people or whatever it is. So in your project what you will be doing, you will be storing the data that you received in the form of CSV or an Excel file into a Pandas data frame, and onto the data frame will be performing all the analysis that I'll show you in the next few slides and in the next few videos. So here I have a sample code for the purpose of this video. I'll be not taking any external Excel or CSV file, but I'll also show you some example of that in the next video. In this video what we are doing, we are making our own data set and this is a key value pair. So the first column will be calories and the second column will be duration, and these are the entries for both the rows and columns. Now we have made our own sample data, and as already seen in the last video that we have a function called pd.series that converts this simple Python dictionary into a Python series, Panda series. Similarly, we have a function called pd.dataframe that will convert this simple dictionary, Python dictionary, into a Pandas data frame. So pd.dataframe and in the argument of this function will give this data and it will store it into a Pandas data frame. And so we have a data frame ready. So this is the sample code for making a simple data frame from a Python dictionary. Now as the result you can see, initially we were having the calories and duration separately stored into a Python dictionary. Now we have this entire data frame in the format of rows and columns. So the calories and duration are the columns and these are the entries in the form of rows for the particular columns. So this is how you create a simple Pandas data frame in Python. Now let's see one important feature of Pandas, that is how do you locate any particular row. So as you can see from the result above, a data frame is just like a table with rows and columns. So it is just like a table with some rows and columns. Now Pandas uses the LOC attribute or the locate attribute to return one or the more specified rows. If I want to access any particular row from the data frame, then I can use df.lock. Now df is basically the data frame that we are working with. So df is equal to pandas.dataframe. Now this entire data is stored into a data frame. So all the functions will be applied on df, the data frame. So data frame dot locate the 0th position. So this is how you work with basic Pandas data frames. I hope you are very clear with the introduction. Now let's move to the practical section and try to implement all this in the Jupyter notebook. So let us start with the practical implementation of the basic Pandas data frame that we saw in the presentation. Let me import pandas as pd. Now I'll create my sample data. I'll show you how to work with the CSV data given to you in the next video, but for the purpose of this video let us work with the sample data and we'll create it on our own. So let's name it week days, and this will contain Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, and then we have another key value pair let's say test score. So what this will have is 10, 20 and 30. So this is our sample data. Now to make a data frame out of the sample data, I'll write df. This is the data frame variable that I'm making, and I have this function called pd dot data frame, and inside this data frame I'll pass my sample data. So I have a data frame ready. If I just try to print df, now as you can see I have the output in a tabular format. So the first column is of weekdays and the second column is for test score. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday and 10, 20, 30. Now this is a simple pandas data frame that we have made. Now to access any particular row of the data frame, so we have this locate function. So I can write df dot loc, and if I pass the index 0, I'll get the first object, test score and 10 on Sunday. So weekdays, Sunday, test score is 10. So this is the first column. It has value Sunday and the test score is 10. Now we also have some other functions like head, tail, describe, info, etc. That will cover in the next video when I'll show you how do you work with the CSV data and how do you store into a pandas data frame and perform all those operations. So for this video, this is it. Now let's move to the next video. Thank you.